Talkie, everyone talk. Let's see if it picks up audio. Talkie.
Talking.
Hey.
1, 2, 3. ABC. Zach, you are very loud, and I mean that in a nice way.
What about now? Loud?
It was like your stuff was loud.
Yeah. I think we could hear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's laughably loud.
Raise your hand if you can still hear this. Is it loud?
It's not too loud for me, but
it seems better.
I can't hear it at all.
Now we can't hear it at all.
Okay, I think I might have just been putting it down very.
Zach, you
You're
sound
using a different
amazing
microphone.
now.
Yeah.
You sound amazing right now.
I'm using the proper microphone now, I think.
Yeah,
I get
this
it.
is way
I
better.
get it. Listen, I deal with streaming all the time. I get it.
Zach, I wish you could have heard what we heard.
Can you hear me now?
We can, yeah.
Yes.
It changed my speaker from my headphones to my microphone.
Love it.
But
It was like
the
it was trying
microphone that
to
it was
search
speaking
for.
was different.
Yeah, it was like trying to boost your whatever sound. So small sounds sound crazy.
Yeah.
Sound like a cement truck, Zach.
That's well, I've started recording, so I'll be able to hear how loud it was.
Zach, I built the model already. Just kidding. Just like, hold it up. Already done.
There we go. Hello.
Hello. Can you do you hear any feedback or anything?
No.
Can you hear me?
I don't. Yep.
Yay! Okay, hold on. I don't
I'm
know how to
sorry.
make it so that it's not like no, I didn't mean to power off my phone.
Oh no.
So I think I have all the materials that Zach sent.
I didn't open any of that stuff until just now. I was waiting until we did all this. So I'm like literally just unboxing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I opened
I had
it
everything
once,
in the box.
and then I got worried that what if it wasn't in there?
Oh
Ah,
I'm like, yeah, I didn't
Oh.
look in it, and Zach's
Yeah,
like, wait,
like-
what?
you got someone else's package,
Yeah,
and
no.
there's like
Right. They've been waiting for it for a month and a half.
yeah, you get like someone else's like candles and soaps.
Okay, I think
Like,
all the technical stuff is working now. I just realized we didn't do introductions at all. We skipped that part. Everyone just introduce yourself, and then I will cut this earlier in the video.
cut.
I'm Dana, owner of Dana J. Quigley Photography. You can find me on Instagram at DJQPhoto. I've built some stuff before, nothing too crazy, mostly like Star Wars models and stuff, droids and that sort of thing. I have made Gundams before, but as like an 11-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Will.
Yes, I'm Will. I go by Black Only online, so you can find me at Black Only on pretty much every platform except for TikTok because someone took it. So it's Black Only Twitch on there. I know, right? But if you want to see my live streams, I just mentioned Twitch. I stream on Twitch as well as Facebook Gaming. Black Only on there as well. I also am a graphic designer and illustrator. So I do that for freelance right now, in addition to creating live content. And I've made some Gundams before. Did it in college as well, I think. Was it in college or after college? I think we did it both. Anyway, Zach and I went to college together. Yeah, Zach and I went to college together. That's when we both learned that we both like Gundams. I did do a few in college and then a few after. Really excited to be here and to make some Gundams with y'all.
So I'm Emily, and I am also an illustrator, but I am not illustrating right now. So this is my first time doing a Gundam, not Gunpla or Gundam.
You can say
Both.
both. Either one.
So I'm really excited because I've only done Warhammer things, and that's recent. Like 2020, my coping mechanism was like just painting very tiny things. So that's pretty much like as far as figurines go. So I'm excited for this one.
I guess I should do my thing. I'm Zach. This is my YouTube channel. You're here. This is my channel.
Subscribe.
That's bad. Yeah.
Very
I
good.
I didn't prepare.
This is my channel. Thank you for watching.
Like, comment, subscribe. No, I'll do that at the end of it. So yeah.
That was like the most like tired like comment, subscribe if you want.
Gently tap the
my
like
YouTube
button,
channel.
please.
Yeah, but you have to be like really dramatic and like lay on the floor and be like, thumbs up.
All right, let me try that. So I'm Zach. This is my YouTube channel here on. I have done, I guess I would say I'm above moderate Gunpla builder. You know,
You're pro.
I am an award-winning one.
Yeah, you're being humble.
Technically. I
Yeah.
came in second place recently in a competition. Hey.
Yeah, so
She did.
just
So,
so more than moderate.
Yeah, I thank you. That's very
world famous Gunpla modeler.
I wouldn't go that far. There's some
Second
people
world
Seasoned.
best. Second world
Seasoned
best.
veteran.
I like that because I have done it for a long time, just haven't done a
Yeah.
lot of it.
Distinguished veteran.
Ooh, I like
Ooh,
distinguished.
that's nice.
Distinguished is good.
It distinguishes you from the rest of them.
I am in Vermont right now, and there was no snow yesterday, and now there's like 2 feet of snow now. So I'm drinking hard cider.
Hey, I like that. I had some wine earlier. I gotta go get some more because yeah.
I wouldn't recommend getting drunk while using sharp objects. There's this disclaimer for the audience, but
Nippers and wine sounds fine
I
to
mean,
me.
you're probably
I would
fine
also
with the
point out, she
wine.
didn't say she
Friends.
was getting drunk.
With friends. Yeah, we're some
Yeah,
I mean,
both of
I
you
think
to
you-
assume that I will just get tipsy right away.
I mean, I was more referring to Will. I think Will would go grab some wine. He would drink the whole bottle.
Well,
all
he's
right.
not.
First of all, I'm not.
Personal attacks.
Second of all, we don't have a bottle. We have a box. Okay, it's a box
A
of
bag.
It's a bought a box of
It's a
wine.
bag in a box.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it's almost out, so we don't have much left.
All right. Well, I kind of introduced myself. I'm Zach. This is my YouTube channel. I have Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. It's all at ZNeworth. I'm gonna say it all again at the end of the video with all the other spiel. You know, tap the like button. What is it these days? It's like, comment, subscribe,
Smash
notification bell.
the like button so you can
Yes.
hit the bell notification so you can be updated on all new information.
Send
on
me
the
your
channel.
social security number so I can be up to
Yes.
date on everything.
And hit the cowbell. Dong, dong, dong.
Please fill out this survey. All right, we can get going now. Let's
Let me
get
know
started.
which
Let's go.
disease is yours.
Yes.
Too. Can we call you
So-
Zinue?
No,
Like with a
I'm
French
not.
accent? Zinue?
I'm not. Well, I guess I am kind of French. I'm very small French Canadian, but whatever. No. Newer.
He said it, chat. Everyone,
Newer.
he said it.
Or as
Wait,
many
what?
people
How
like
did you say it? Wait, Will, how did you say it?
Zinue?
Newer.
Then you will. Okay. Now I know what to call my husband now.
A lot of people, when I
Because
was
he's
growing
also
up,
newer.
Oh, that's
A lot of my
but
teachers would
it's
say,
his first name Z though. It's M.
No, it's with an
So-
M.
You'd be
So it'd be
manure.
M the newer.
Sounds like manure.
It does. That doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No.
It's a whole
Can't
different
hear
feel.
us. He's like, oh.
It's like they're talking about me.
Official NPC.
The N stands for North.
Yeah.
Totally separate note. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but
Oh no, yeah. Shout out to Gundam Pros, who I bought all this from. They,
You know,
he
I don't
includes
think
jelly
I've
beans in
ever
there.
had a jelly bean.
You've never had a jelly bean?
No, I don't think so.
are
Cause
we
like
gonna
I,
get a live reaction of you
Yeah,
eating
have
jelly
some
bean
jelly
for the first
beans.
well,
time?
because like I grew up like in Mexico City, and like I would sometimes come to the U.S., but it was mostly like there, and I like suddenly my parents were like, high school in Austin, and I'm like, okay, a lot to take in, and I guess a jelly bean kind of slipped my consciousness, and like I saw them, and they kind of looked a little gross.
I mean, some of the flavors aren't good.
But
I don't have any jelly
Okay.
beans.
I think I
no.
might have eaten your jelly beans by
Did
accident
Did you eat
because
my
I
jelly
ordered
beans?
our things together. So there's one thing of jelly beans.
Yeah. Well,
The short end of the stick.
I'm
because
pissed.
like I associate
hand-delivered yours.
jelly bean with like flavors that like nobody wants, like puke, vomit, boogers, like all of that, and I was just like, jelly bean is not something I want to have. But
Bean boozles. Yes, I've done
You're-
those.
I think you have it probably blue raspberry and cotton candy and maybe like
Tutti Frutti,
pineapple.
maybe.
You've got good flavors.
Yeah.
So like they don't put the Bean
Yeah.
Boozle flavors with the regular flavors unless you buy the
that
Bean
would
Boozle
be
ones. So,
really bad marketing for
That'd be
like
terrible
Gundam
marketing.
pros. Yeah.
listen, we do
Like-
that as punishment to get people to donate for St. Jude and charity campaigns, okay? Like so bad. I don't know if and I think Dana, you probably remember this. I don't know if Zach told you that when Zach and I used to live together, we started a little show of us like building Gundams and just like talking shit.
Yeah,
I
think
like
It was
vaguely
much less
remember
structured
it.
than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will,
Okay.
this is not structured at all right now. This is pure chaos.
So perfect. We're back.
you
where
could-
we were
Yeah.
before.
We're back, maybe
If I
just
could,
two
like-
other people.
Yeah, and like my ring light is very precariously sitting over. It's just okay.
You said spinning?
No, it's precariously sitting. It's not
Oh,
spinning.
spinning. I was like, that's not good.
Yeah.
Shouldn't really doing that.
You mounted it on a drill.
Yeah,
It's the only way I could get it to stand up.
but
You
like,
guys
it's got
have your
two-
stickers. I put mine on my case, my camera case.
Hey.
Oh. I was gonna
All my
put it
other
on my
stickers.
vacuum cleaner.
Did we
I
ever
only
decide
met
what we're
you
calling
guys
this show?
once. Oh,
Oh, sorry. Go,
Hmm.
but yeah, Emily, you go.
what?
What were you saying, Emily?
Oh, this is all recorded, by the way. I really
Oh no, it is. It's being recorded.
What? I forgot what I was talking about.
I think about meeting them.
Oh, meeting you, actually. I've only met you
Oh
and
yeah,
Amanda
only me.
once, like in real life. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
I
it
was
has only been
really,
once.
yeah, I think I was really weird because I like really wanted to like impress both of you guys in my Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon knowledge, but I just like, yeah, there's balls in there.
It's like we're not cool enough
Yeah,
people to.
And I was
impress.
just like, yeah, like I remember telling Max is my husband and he is cousins with Zach, and I was like, I think they think I'm such a dweeb, such a noob.
Secret is we're all dweebs.
I know.
Yeah.
This
Pretty
is
much it,
true.
Yeah.
And also,
It's
I'm
really
sure at
true.
some point, Emily and I are going to derail this and like talk about Formula One or something. We're going to take it completely off the rails. You two are not going to get it. Anything. It's going to be fun.
I like when
Hey,
people
give me
like
some-
stuff.
No, yeah, liking stuff is fun.
Yeah. I am like
Give
the
us some credit.
opposite of gatekeeping. Like I will force you to like my interest. Yeah.
It's like
You
I took
have
the gate
no
down.
option.
It's wide open. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
It's actually a hole now, and you're
Yeah.
going to be trapped
Yeah.
in it.
And there's a ring light in it. You have to go through the ring light.
It's spinning.
But guys, seriously, Formula One's crazy. So
It is
one
crazy.
team,
Good call
one
back.
team in
That's
Formula
good.
One, they like got
They
rid of
had
the
one
Russian sponsor,
driver. Yeah.
and then they got rid of the Russian driver, and then they rehired a driver that they fired 2 years ago to hire the
Yeah.
Russian driver. It's crazy.
But
And this is all happening in 2
now
weeks.
I can really root for everyone because it was always like, I love everyone except for the Russian guy nobody cares about. So
Not
was
because
always
he's
like-
Russian. It's because he's an asshole. That's why.
well,
Ah,
right. Because
To be clear.
To be clear.
yes. Disclaimer.
disclaimer: some people are good, some people are bad.
Yeah. All right. Back on the rails. Back on the rails. What were we calling this show? Gunpla with
Was it
friends.
Gunpla with
Gunpla
Friends?
and stuff.
With friends.
And friends.
Gunpla with friends and stuff.
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
You have to do like the motion with it. You can't just
Yeah,
like
shrug.
only say it.
You can like write it and then put like the shruggy like emoji like call
Stuff.
it something like totally different to kind of like get viewers from a different category, like journal with me this morning, and it's just us.
I said I was getting back on the rails, but I'm not now. I actually did
You
that.
need to introduce it so then I can ask questions.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so, all right, well, back on rails. Okay, so, everyone, welcome to the first episode of Gunpla with Friends. For those people who don't know, Gunpla is a portmanteau of Gundam plastic model. So, Gunpla. So
Oh.
that's, and how I usually need to explain it to, I guess, quote unquote, normal people. So if I don't say Gunpla, because that sounds like I'm talking about guns usually, I say Gundam model. Then they're like, what's a Gundam? And I'm like, it's an anime from Japan. And they're like,
Yeah.
huh?
What's
I'm like,
Japan?
it's a
Yeah.
robot.
What's anime?
They're robots, even though they're not technically robots, they're mechs, but I don't do that. So Gunpla has actually been around only 1 year shorter than the Gundam franchise. I think the first Gunpla came out in 1980, and the
Wow.
show started in 1979.
So
That's smart.
Well, the first
so-
the first Gundam show.
Wow, I didn't know that actually. So they had the figurines first, and then they made the show out of the figurines.
The show
No.
first, then figurines. Well, yeah,
Oh,
show
oh.
first, then very shortly after, like the figures and stuff. Like I think
Right.
most kind of Japanese cartoons back then, they were made
Yeah.
to sell toys.
I mean, that's
So-
what Star Wars was.
Yeah.
I'm looking up.
I mean,
Star
Pokemon. There's no other better
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah.
But-
Mhm.
well, did Pokemon start as a manga and then the card game, or was it card game, manga, anime?
I think it was
I don't
video
know.
game.
It was. I think it always started as a video game, if I remember
game.
the lore.
Huh.
It was like a programmer who was obsessed with collecting bug like carcasses, like freeze dried bugs and stuff, and just like really built out the idea for Pokemon that way.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
That's-
Yay! I had $1 billion
I'm learning so much
idea.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
I am also learning a lot. Well,
yeah.
I didn't really get to experience the Pokemon craze as a little kid because my grandma was like, "Those are satanic. Get away from them." So I was just like, sad.
If you saw Jinx in the early days, I can see why you'd say that.
Yeah. Well, she was just like, it's like this Mexican abuelita who is like, Pokemon and rhymes with demon. It's like, okay.
Demo. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh,
That's
all
great.
right. So I wasn't into the cards or all these things. I was just kind of like vicariously like living the Pokemon I don't know, world.
Yeah, it's like, did you have a more normal childhood?
Right. Like, was it normal or less normal?
Did you
I
go
don't know,
outside
'cause,
more?
like,
Right.
I think it just it onset depression early on than it would have in my life. Like I feel like if I had Pokemon in my life, I would have been like, a little bit better.
Maybe it was like kid FOMO. You're like, oh man, I really want to.
Yeah.
I really want one of those.
It was really like that. I would like cry and like just like throw tantrums and be like, "No, you're going to hell if you like watch this show." It's like,
Like, I just want a Pikachu card.
yeah, it's like
It's a little
and I'm like
mess with.
showing my grandma, look, it's Butterfree. How is this like evil?
It's a butterfly
Yeah.
that shoots up poison.
I mean, if you look at a Jigglypuff, I don't know. It's pretty fine.
It sings to
There you
you.
go.
Yeah, it literally sings. Off the rails. Yes.
Yeah, shut up, everyone.
Zach, how many models have you built?
How many?
Well, I like how Zach is like 102, 100.
No, I have a story. So, like in my modern day building, I've completed only like 7 like normal builds, and then like 4 very small builds, and on top of that. But like a long time ago, I did 2 other ones, so 2 very old ones than those current ones. When I was streaming the other day, some person was talking to me and they're like, I've done 300 something models. And I'm just like, huh? And their backlog was like 300 more. I'm like, huh? They like,
That's a lot.
yeah,
It's too much.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Question?
it's a lot.
That person must also really love Pokemon. They're trying to collect them all. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's all of them. 600? What? That's all of them.
So yeah, like I haven't built, a lot of models, but also with the way I build, I'm very kind of meticulous. Like
Yeah.
I want it to be really good, so I'd take a very long time building them. So
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing wrong if you just like a snap builder, like you take it out of the box and snap together. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's how you want to build it, that's how you build it. Totally fine.
Yeah, that's the one that I have kind of not actually experienced, but I saw my husband build one that I bought for myself, but then he like built it. So I was like, anyways.
So however you want to build your model, you can build it. It's whatever. And for this show, well, at least, I guess this first edition show, we are building the relatively new entry grade RX-78-2. I'd say this is a great, well, I mean, I've never built it yet. Yeah, everyone hold it up. But from what I see, it's a really great beginner kit. Especially also like if you are maybe want to get into it and you want to test it out, this is a great one because it's easy to do. I'd say if you have many little kids you want to build with, it's really great because I think technically this one you don't even need nippers. You can pop them out.
It does say 8 and up.
Yeah. I mean, for this, we're using nippers just because we're serious builders.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you don't want, your small kids to hold very sharp objects, you can pop them out and it's great.
Right.
So if anyone, is actually watching this and you want to build along with us,
You do
go
need
pick this
glue,
up.
right?
For this one, you don't, actually.
Oh.
I will be
Okay.
using glue, probably for the way I'm going to do it, but you don't have to
Okay.
for this one. So yeah, if you want to
Question.
build along with us. Okay, go on.
How PG do we have to be for this show?
No, you can say
You're
whatever the fuck you
invited
want.
to do it with children, so good question.
No, I
Yeah.
said if you want to. That's a suggestion.
Yes. It's a suggestion. We're using the nippers, which, again, name.
It's what they're called. They're called nippers.
They are.
I know, but, like, I can't not, okay?
No, you
I can't.
you guys can say whatever. Like I can bleep things out or whatever. It's all gonna be edited down.
Perfect.
There you go. So
Yeah,
if you
we'll
want
give
to
you some more
build
work to
along
do
with
later.
us, if you
Oh,
want to
can
build
I
along with
open it?
us, yeah, go for it and yell at us to move it along as we're sidetracking. Go for it. Also, big tip for everyone. When you're looking for Gunpla, try to find a local hobby store, or if you have a Gundam shop near you, try that first. or there's several online sites. We bought all of the stuff from Gundam Pros, but there's also Gundam Planet. There's New Type, and then there's USA Gundam Store. They're all really great places to buy Gundam. Do not buy Gundam models off Amazon. One, you're going to pay more. You're going to pay more than any of those other stores. And also just like support your smaller businesses. If you want it, if you can't do any of those other things, Target does sell some kits. So I would say if you have to, go through Target. But besides that, I'd suggest all those other stores.
I did see some when I went to Target like several months ago, and I was like, wow, they sell them at Target now?
I know Barnes and Noble does.
Oh yeah,
too.
Barnes and Noble. You can also Barnes and Noble is also acceptable because you can go buy a book or something, but not cool. Amazon. You don't. It's So yeah.
Okay.
Just Amazon.
You can open
I
up.
buy stuff from them all the time.
So in here we just have very loud plastic bats with all the runners. Oh god, this is not. I'm the one with the mic. How is this ASMR?
Dude, this is ASMR, man. There are people
can't get the bag open.
So these are runners. What do you call the pieces to pieces?
Yeah, the pieces are pieces.
Very technical.
In retrospect, I should have done this off camera. This kit, like I said, it's 4 runners.
It's the really real Gunpla With Friends.
Yeah.
Really real.
Then also in this one we have an advertisement for their new Gundam Universe 6-inch action figures. Don't need that. Then you got the instruction guide. I don't know. I got one of those in my box.
I didn't get jelly beans, and I didn't get one of those.
I will send you jelly beans.
It was a sad day indeed.
We got this handy dandy instruction guide, which actually is very straightforward. Some Gunplas, especially older ones, may be a little bit confusing to look at.
Can you tell me how to use these?
Yes, I can.
The nippers.
Runner. Take your nippers.
That's a runner. Runners. So yeah, your basic tools you're going to want are the nippers. You can, if you're just starting off, you can just buy basic entry-level nippers. Okay, entry-level side cutters. I'm going to call them side cutters from now on.
I'm fine. Everything's fine. This is fine.
And if
it says to use safety glasses.
No, you're fine. And if you get a little bit more interested, I would recommend Tamia makes really pretty good nippers, side cutters. Damn it, Will. And then if you really want to go extreme, you buy God Hand nippers, which I actually just finally bought because I had a gift card. But like these things are like $50+. Like,
so
they're crazy.
Is it like if you buy them once, you never need to buy another pair?
Pretty much, unless you break it. Yeah.
Wait,
so
can I see the ones that you have?
The one nippers to rule them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with a little hat you put on it.
I have a cheap nipper.
This is a cheap kit. It's all good. You're gonna want like a X-Acto knife or hobby knife. Whatever you want. Sand sponges, which I think you all have, or sandpaper or files.
Yeah.
And like again, all these tools you can find usually at these Gundam stores or hobby places. Tweezers, maybe if you want to just for picking up pieces. You might not necessarily need them, but I like having tweezers nearby. Let's see. And then I have a little paintbrush that I like to use to wipe away the plastic dust. Because for a long time, what I would do is I would wipe them with my finger, and then eventually, I realized a lot of that plastic dust was probably going into my mouth from my finger. So don't do that. Use a brush or blow it away.
Yeah, and also you got like the oils from your fingers, and then if you want to paint it, you have to like wash it.
Yeah,
right.
I would definitely. If you're gonna paint your kits, I'd recommend washing them, like washing the pieces before you paint, or before you prime and paint.
You use Dawn to wash them.
Yeah, actually, a little bit of warm water with like just a little bit of dish soap, and then let them soak for a bit, and then give them a little rinse. because yeah, like Emily said, it will wash off kind of all your hand oils and also any kind of like mold release stuff that might be on the pieces from the manufacturing.
Yeah, because I have painted some Warhammer figurines, and I learned that the hard way. It's like I was trying to like put a coat, and it would it just didn't grab onto the figurine, and then I realized I had to wash it, and I was like, okay, shall we nip?
Turn to page 1.
How do I use it again? Because you didn't answer.
No, yeah, I'm gonna show you. So what you want to do? Let's see. So you got the nippers, side cutters. Will.
We can call them nip, and then no one will snicker.
I know. So let's see. So like A11 is the first piece we want to cut out. So this kind of. So what you want to do is don't cut the piece. Well, generally this kit might be different, but don't cut it right at it. Leave a little bit of nub, because if you cut the nub all the way to the piece, you're probably going to get like a stress mark, or you're going to cut into the piece. So leave a little bit off that you can shave off for the hobby knife. So let me get in the frame.
I feel like this one doesn't leave a lot of room like the other ones did.
No, yeah, I think this one, it's not as applicable to like a normal kind of kit, but you're going to want to like put the flat side of the nipper towards the piece and then do a little snip. So like, let's see. This is hard to do. Thanks.
I'm waiting to see what yours looks like, Zach.
Oh, little boy. Yeah, this kit is actually really great with like the little nubs. So
Little nubs.
What about like twisting the
I think for this kit that might be okay, just because of how it's kind of manufactured. But for a normal one, I would not recommend doing that, because you might again leave a stress mark from the nub, or like rip it off in the wrong way.
So what do you do next?
Oh, like the
like after you cut out all the pieces?
So soft.
Well, because I have too much nub.
Yeah, you cut a bit too far away. So for that,
I was okay. I'm willing to make mistakes.
No, yeah. And also, like I said, like this kit is kind of manufactured different than a lot of the other ones. So if you have like a leftover nub like that, you're gonna want to like take your hobby knife.
Also, side question, but still relevant. What is this?
What?
It says 9C.
I have one from.
Wait, I don't have that.
Where did you get that?
It's in the kit.
Wait, it was in the box?
It's in the box.
Does yours say 9C, Will? Mine
It
also
does.
says 9C.
Wait,
9C.
I bought this 7 years ago.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I bought this when I did a round of Star Wars stuff.
What did
Wait,
they
I
do?
don't have that.
yeah, I don't know what that is.
Is that like a sanding thing?
I don't know if it was sanding or a separator. It looks like I've cut mine. I'm not sure how.
I think you might have thrown that into your box, Will. I don't know. I didn't order that.
That's nice, but what is it?
I think it's a piece separator, maybe like for separating things.
Is that supposed to like if you don't have these things?
I
It
guess,
says
but I have no idea
tools,
how.
parts separator for model kit supplies, hobbies. Great.
Mine doesn't say any of that because it's all.
No,
in
I Googled it.
Japanese.
I
Oh.
Googled it.
Like my shit don't say that.
Okay,
So if you-
then what do we do then?
So if you do have a nib or nub is the like the little piece of plastic left over from the runner. What you're gonna want to do is take your X-Acto knife and cut kind of that gradual kind of upward angle to kind of slowly take the nub off. Because again, if you take it all off at once, you're gonna leave a white stress mark, which I guess it's okay if you're painting the kit, but if you're not gonna don't drop your small
Oh.
pieces. So like,
Can I see how you're like holding it? Like, can you just like
so,
go like this?
so like you kind of like,
Okay.
So you shave it.
yeah. So you kind of do. Yeah, let me do this camera maybe. So you would kind of do like a gradual kind of at an upward angle a little bit to kind of gradually shave it down a bit. And then once you kind of get it to a low enough point, you would take your sandpaper and kind of start sanding it
Which
down.
one? There's like
I generally start with 400, but that's if like the nub is kind of prominent. But I feel like with these ones, you might be able to start with like 600 and just kind of get it down to kind of, a bit level.
Yeah.
And when you are sanding, don't focus too much in one area too quickly, because then you're gonna sand a little indent into the piece, which is not what you want. And since I am kind of obsessive, I go up through all of the sanding sponge numbers. So like I go to 600 to 800 to 1,000, all the way up to, I have like 2,500, but that's a bit extreme. You don't need to do that probably. So that's kind of like what you do for that. But also, I'm going to say right now, you don't have to kind of do that for every nub and every piece. So what I generally do is for each step, I will cut out all the pieces for that step first. So like right now, we're working on the head. So it's A1, A11, A2, 16.
So you said A216, right?
Yep. It's also in your instruction book in front of you.
But I want to listen to you say it.
Oh, thank you.
which one are we doing after this? I can't read.
So we're working on step 1 of the head. So you're going to want runner A1, piece 1, which is that first one. Runner A2.
A2 16, and B1 3, B1 1, A2 15, B1 2.
Do you recommend taking off all the pieces first before sanding, or do you prefer to
Yes,
piece
because
piece sand?
for per step, I usually take out all the pieces first, because then
Okay.
I might do like a light kind of snap build together to see if I actually need to sand all the nubs off. Because like I'll show you like on A216, this little red piece here.
Mhm.
This this top kind of stalk here, it's not going to be shown at all. So you just kind of just make the nub flat, but it doesn't have to look good because it's not going to be seen. So like if that part of the piece isn't going to be seen at all, it doesn't have to be pretty. Just make sure that the plastic's flush so it fits correctly. Oops, I almost cut the thing wrong.
So I know we'll get to it once we get past that stage, but what do you recommend in terms of people using paint? Like what kind of paint should they use if they ever wanted to color it differently?
That depends on kind of what the method of painting you want to do. So if you're airbrushing, you could either use acrylic paints or lacquer-based paints. So acrylic-based paints are what I use, just because with lacquer, you 100% need to wear a ventilator because you will die. And with acrylic paint, acrylics are kind of sometimes a little trickier to use in an airbrush because they'll get clogged a bit easier. But that's kind of what I use because it's just kind of easier to deal with. Same thing for like hand paint. I don't really hand paint anything, but if you are going to want to hand paint, thin your paint. Make sure your paint's pretty thin so you're not going to get brush strokes. But I use mostly Tamia paint because they have a pretty good acrylic line. I also use paints from a brand called Turbo Dork. They make a lot of fun colors, and they're all acrylic, and those paints are really easy to use. But then there's also Mr. Hobby or Mr. Color, I think it's called. Makes good lacquer paints. Yeah, there's like a ton of brands that make lacquer. I think lacquer is kind of the type of paint that a lot of quote unquote serious, Gundam model people use. Because it's stronger than acrylic paint too. So less likely to
okay.
kind of scratch.
What about like Warhammer paint, like Citadel? But yeah.
Yeah, I've never used those, but maybe those would be good for hand painting. Because that's kind of what they're meant for. And then for primers, actually, I started recently using... Ready to go.
So for anyone watching who was wondering like why priming is important, it helps paint stick to the surface better.
Yeah. If you paint on bare plastic, you're just gonna rub right off. But I started using this primer called Steinlorez, and it's really good. It dries super quickly. It's really provides like a nice, good finish. You can gently sand it a little bit if you need to, and it does that well.
Nice.
So I'd recommend that for a primer.
So when I got a model that I didn't get to build it, but then I was like, what if I use nail polish to paint it?
What would that do?
And I did, but I felt like, some, like, maybe Zach is gonna like bust through the wall and be like, what the hell are you doing? So I only did like, I like put like glitter nail polish into one of the shoes, like the red part, and then I stopped because it felt a bit sacrilegious.
I think that's fine. I think it might be bad for the plastic. I know like nail polish remover will really screw up the plastic.
Yeah, I feel like it would melt it.
Yeah.
Anything. It has like acetone.
Yeah, anything also like lacquer based, do not put on bare plastic because it will make the plastic extremely brittle and break it. So
I didn't know that.
Always, prime your pieces.
Did you say you start at a 400, Zach?
I generally do, but I think for this one, you might be able to start at 600 maybe?
600. Yeah, I started at 600.
Go easy, see how the sandpaper works. If it looks like it's too hard,
I have definitely progressed better with my nipping.
Oh, that's good. Oh, look at that, Will.
Yeah.
And what about
together?
Like when you're nipping it, do you recommend a quick nip or sort of a rocking back and forth to separate, or
quick nip?
One quick motion.
Definitely a quick one, yeah. So for like this V fin here, you'll see it's got these kind of little safety nub things on it. It's not like pointy. So like a lot of people will actually shave those off. So if you want to practice, shaving off nibs, those are a good kind of practice thing.
They're like supposed to be like sharp.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like, just pointy, but they're there for safety.
No!
You don't have to take them off. It's just, what did you drop a piece, Will?
It is the smallest. It's the smallest piece.
Yeah, that's gonna happen to you. You're gonna drop small pieces, especially with these small kids.
It's on carpet. I'm never gonna find this.
I don't know if did you guys get tweezers?
I have tweezers, yeah. I don't know why you're not asking me. You're asking everyone else.
Yeah, I'm using tweezers. I find it a little easier.
Well,
I don't know if that's just me as an old man or what.
I would agree with that, but like as soon as I clipped it, it fell off.
Oh yeah, that can happen sometimes.
Where'd it go?
Also for I guess more advanced builds. So like the kind of main shell of the head. I don't know, you probably can't really see on this camera, but everyone at home here can see that it's kind of got like a mold line down the side of it. So like to remove those, you'd kind of want to same kind of process of doing a a nub. You just kind of want to start maybe with a 400 and just keep gradually going up to a very fine sandpaper. Because so then it kind of gives it a nice finish. Because eventually, well, I don't know if you will, but if you top coat your kits with like a matte top coat, it's going to hide a lot of the kind of any maybe scratches or something on it from sanding. So
Yeah, I'm looking at it and it's like kind of shiny, and if you like sand it, it will make it like matte and then shiny and then matte.
yes, I think, what's the highest sandpaper that you have? Is like 10,000, I think. So if you like work your way up to those white ones, like the really fine ones, that will get that kind of shine back a bit.
Okay. I also have this.
I found a part. I found it.
Yay!
Yay!
I just realized how hard it is to talk to everyone, give information, and also build at the same time because I've done nothing.
Because we're also staring straight down and not looking at you either. I have now dropped my first part. I didn't think it was going to happen to me, and it did.
So I guess the
Yep.
tweezers didn't help that much.
I wasn't tweezing them. I was trying to put the pieces together.
See, I have tiny fingers, so I
I do
lose
not.
anything.
So I'm definitely sensing this show's going to be much more of chaos than actual educational for the people.
I mean,
Which is fun.
chaos can be educational.
Okay, if you are going to paint pieces and you want to be able to easily separate kind of your snap build kit afterwards, these pieces are not good examples because they don't really have what I'm talking about. Oh, I guess the V-fin does. For pieces that have like pegs, that you stick together, pegs and holes, you can just kind of slightly shave down the peg so you can easily take it apart, but don't shave it too much because then you will need to glue it. Well, if you're painting, you're going to be gluing it together anyways. But if you just kind of, take your hobby knife and just kind of cut a little bit at an angle on the peg, it'll be able to slide out a little bit easier. But again, don't go too far because then it's just going to keep coming out when you're building, and that's annoying.
Wait, so you said when you're gonna have to glue it if you paint it, is that typical? Like you have to, or people just usually do?
I mean, I usually do, just so I know it stays together.
Okay.
So would
Yeah,
you
let's-
build it first and then paint, or
Yeah, I've started to do that, and that's kind of a pretty, I think, common method is you do a snap build first. Like I said, shaving some pegs down to make sure it can kind of come apart easier. So then you can also see, like, for example, maybe like the elbow joint. So you can see if maybe like some of the armor would rub against the joints. So then you can shave down any places that might rub against the plastic. Because if you painted it and the piece is going to be rubbing against it, it's going to rip the paint right off. So usually you'll do that kind of snap build to kind of make sure everything is good and works well. So it's like a kit that I'm just working on right now, the one that I'm working on over on my Twitch channel, Twitch Z Newworth thing. Go watch.
Twitch.tv/Z Newworth, everyone. Make sure you're.
Thank you. I forgot what the URLs were.
Gotcha.
A lot of that kit is like really wonky. So if I didn't do the snap build first and went straight to painting, like it would probably mess the paint up because I would have to fix things on it.
But do you use do you tape over sections when you're airbrushing and then like?
Yeah, it depends on the piece. Sometimes like I'll just separate like separate all the pieces by what color I'm painting them. And if I am painting one piece different colors, then I will like prime it first, then mask off certain areas, paint, then mask off the rest and paint the other parts of it.
Zach, you said flat edge on nipper should face in towards the part.
Mm-hmm.
And are you recommending like the tippity tip for snipping?
I usually do. Let's see. I usually go middle bottom.
Middle bottom.
Yeah,
Middle
I
bottom
usually do
means-
kind of like My things are too big to point out. This is really difficult for me. I usually kind of cut it like right, kind of. Well, I'm not gonna.
Wait, what are you cutting?
I'm just kind of showing him like what part of the nipper I use.
Like-
kind of like right
like-
here.
Are you cutting this guy, the spikies?
I'm not cutting anything right now.
He was just. I asked what part of the nipper does he like to strike with? like-
Okay.
Make the cut.
And then,
The tip or the
It was
base?
like an idiot, I almost demonstrated it in my file, which would completely ruin my very expensive side cutters. But I didn't do that. I didn't, though.
Good job.
Very good.
Thank you. I went to college.
I didn't.
You went to college together.
Well, I mean, Will and I got art degrees. That's not worth anything, really, you know.
I got a creative writing degree and then started a photography business. So that's
Yeah, so we're like 4 for 4. Where it's like, what was the point?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have met you
I mean,
if I
I-
didn't go.
That's true.
well. I learned by my senior year that I will not make money as a writer. And I will make money as a photographer. So I was like, this is great. Let's do that. Because capitalism.
Yay!
What piece did everyone drop? Because I feel like I'm about to drop this tiny red piece.
Oh yeah, the tiny red piece is the one I dropped. Yes.
Yeah.
The one for the head.
I
What was it?
dropped the mouth.
A215.
Oh yeah, the
I
little
dropped
mouth plate thing.
3.
Yeah.
It got a lot of cat fur dust from the back of my desk.
Hey yo, facts. My cat's hair is everywhere.
You know, I have dog hair everywhere too, and she doesn't even have very long hair, but just kind of gets everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Guess the Roomba doesn't reach back there.
Am I the only one without pets?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Well, I have a moss ball. Does that count?
Does it have a name?
I'm sorry,
A
what?
moss ball? Like a
Yeah,
plant?
it's like it's a ball of moss. It's like
Is it
Keep
kind
it
of like
like a
how?
verdant green
It's
by. Do you moisturize it?
yeah, like it's like in a fish bowl, and
That's
it's
cool.
just this round moss ball.
Oh, I dropped a red piece. I dropped it. Oh god.
Does it? Do
Yeah,
you propagate it?
Oh, I got it.
Like, it gets
Not
bigger and bigger.
no, because I read that you have to like cut it with an X-Acto knife and then
Yep.
like roll it, and I don't want to do that to it. It feels like I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's a whole thing.
So that is my pet.
I do wonder too,
Aw.
like when people sell like air plants and stuff, like, you know, for $6 for a small one, it's like, how much time did that make? Like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Like, are they like crushing it? Like, you get one air plant, you turn it into like 10 air plants. 10 turn
Right.
those 10. Is that how farming works? Am I discovering farming?
I think you are. I think you're like a tech bro inventing a bus every week. Kind of
Yes,
thing.
you're gonna have like what's it called? Aquaponics propagation. I
Yeah.
almost said propaganda.
It might
Oh
be
man.
to the desert. So like water, you don't need water. Just dry, dusty dust.
Water is bullshit made up by the humans.
No one's ever seen water. It's not even real.
Just spit on it.
That's great.
It'll be fine.
Like, who's spitting on it? Where is the
Hey,
spit
Zach,
coming from?
I have a question. On your
Yeah.
very expensive Gundam builds,
Yeah.
are like the instructions in color?
Actually, no. Usually.
They're usually not even in English.
No. So
Wow.
I think with a lot of the modern kits, maybe like the front and the back, and maybe the first page will be in color, but then
Yeah.
everything else is just black and white.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the more expensive amount that you're paying isn't for color in the pages, unfortunately.
No. I mean,
I just wonder, like, for me, that would be such a better experience.
no, yeah.
For everyone.
But I understand it's probably steeped in history, and it's like, this is the way we've always done it.
Well, also they're just trying to save money.
Sure.
Yeah, probably.
But
more
they're
likely.
selling, well, I don't know.
I
They
mean,
can print it.
Yeah, but like
You could.
even,
I
like,
would
one thing-
buy premium instructions in color, I guess is what I'm saying. If anyone wants to start that.
I mean, Bandai generally, like, even with like their perfect grade models, like they don't even include water slide decals in those. You get
That's
like
wild.
the regular sticker style decals. I'm like, give me the water slides. Like, it's not that much more money. This kit costs $300. Give me the water slides.
So remind us all what the grades are.
Oh yeah, I should have done that from the start. That's a great question, Will. So
I got you. Don't worry.
well, I guess
I gotta do this
entry grade
professionally.
is like the newest grade. Wait, what did you say? Would you say something dirty?
I said it's
saying
not like
does
I
it
do this professionally or
professionally?
anything. It's not
So,
like I do this professionally.
Entry grade is the newest grade, which is from its name. It's the entry one. That's the one I would recommend anyone try first if you want to get into Gunpla. Then
Is it the one that we have?
Yep.
So that's like a 1-star difficulty out of 5.
Yeah. Then there's high grade, which is the next step up. That's, I'd say, anywhere from like 1.5 to maybe 3 sometimes, because some high grades, can be pretty big and slightly complex. And those are 1/144th scale. It's the same kind of scale as this entry grade. Then up from that is master grade, which are 1/100th scale. Those are, say, go from like 3 to like 4.5 difficulty, whatever. It really kind of depends on what kit you're getting. But those have like inner frames in them and a lot more detail. And then there's actually a newer line called Master Grade, like Extreme, MGEX. Basically, it's, well, they only have released one so far, and it's like, it was like a Master Grade, but it had like an inner light stuff, had lighting inside or something.
Okay.
And then after Master Grade, there's Perfect Grade, which is 1/60th scale. That's the most, detailed, elaborate ones, maybe difficult. Again, depends what kit you're getting, the age of it.
That means it's the
most
biggest at 1/60th.
Actually, no.
Okay.
So then there's kind of two, I guess, kind of adjacent scales. There's Mega Size, which are 1/48th scale, but they're like super simple builds. They don't really have much articulation. So they're just kind of just like a big plastic kind of shell thing. And then there's SD, which are the little tiny super deformed guys.
So I used to build a ton of those. I probably built like 4 or 5.
Yeah, those are good ones, like for starters too, or again, if you want to build with kids because they're little and cute. Those ones are generally.
I just made a mistake.
What'd you do?
I forgot to put this yellow piece. Can I just like use the tweezers to like take it out, or
Can you take the head apart?
can I do that?
Yeah. Should be able to.
Okay. And then the yellow part goes
On top of the little red part.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure you read instructions carefully.
No wonder. I was like, is this supposed to have just like holes in its eyes?
You have like small little poly caps that go in between joints. Make sure you're paying attention where those go in, because I've had before where I forgot and spent, a half hour trying to get the pieces apart to get the piece in.
I built this Stormtrooper. It's a Bandai model. And I had like a bunch of different.
Oh, looks pretty good.
It's like, it was very simple, and maybe the armor itself. Like I guess Zach, you'd probably cringe if you took a
Thanks.
peek.
Did that come out like in parts like these?
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
And
Did
like
you
I
paint
have
it
a R2D2 and a BB-8. Those are super fun to build. What's
Did you
funny though,
paint-
so this the helmet on this stormtrooper, like I have
looks
two.
like this.
I have two other stormtroopers. I forget the names of them, but they weren't cheap. I'll put it that way. Like this thing, I think was like maybe $12, but the helmet on it, like it's really great for photographing compared to like stuff that costs like $40 or more. That was like just poured into a mold, I guess. Like I just think it's crazy the sort of detail on it.
No, yeah.
For the price.
It's like kind of like IKEA, you know? They're still, decent furniture. You just have to put it together.
So is that sort of the allure of all of this is like if you do it really well, like it's like shipbuilding, it's doing something easy really well. Like what lights up your brain when you're doing this?
Yeah, it's kind of like for like me, it's kind of like a mix of like an illustration kind of thing mixed with Lego building. Like I can do like the creative thinking of how I want the kit to look, but then like the hands-on tactile thing of like Lego building, which I guess is more the last step of it. But yeah, it's kind of like
3D illustration.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I like it's like you have like a tangible thing when you're done with it too, which is nice.
Yeah.
That's what got me into cooking. Was I would edit all day, and I'm like, I just want to make a thing with my hands. It's like I want to do it well.
Or you guys can also like, if you're done with the head, I think like Emily's already moving on to the torso. Nani? Feel free to move. No, you can move on. Go for it.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone had any ideas of what they kind of wanted to do with the kit. I know I have one, but
I kind of want to look distressed. Sort of like, in Castle in the Sky, you have like the robots that have like moss and like rust in them. I kind of want to do that because I have a lot of like Warhammer stuff that I want to use. Like I have like paint that like crackles when
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's my plan. But
yeah, that'd be cool.
I didn't make a plan.
That's okay. You can think of one.
I'm just doing the thing, and I'll put it
on a shelf. we should name them, right?
Like Jonathan.
That's going to name Steve.
Yeah.
Speaking of like weathering, if anyone, I use these Tamia weathering kits, which I think are really great.
Hold on.
They're like little makeup kits. They're great.
Oh yeah, you got them too, right? Yeah. Oh, similar, Mr. Weathering.
I've never seen those before.
Mr. Weathering Liner.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, I went to Kinokuniya in New York, and I bought a whole bunch of Tamia stuff and like mecha stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I also have this like, it's like frisket, but for like, what's it called?
Oh, I have that. It's
a
masking liquid.
Yeah.
That is sometimes that stuff's a little annoying to use. So you have to.
Okay.
So is that to keep something off of a different part?
Yeah, it's like you like can rub it off, right? It's like a rubber. Yeah. So like I figured I might need that, so I got that.
Yeah, I tried using that on my last kit that I was painting for like finer details, but I don't think I was really applying it quite right, so it was very hard to take off.
Oh.
But I think you should probably be fine.
What kind of brushes would you recommend if we're not airbrushing?
I think any like modeling brushes, that you would paint like your Warhammer things with probably.
Okay.
I don't really. I need to get better brushes. I don't really hand paint a lot, so.
Because like the difference between the Gunpla and like the Warhammer is that there are a lot of like smooth edges, like straight edges, and like the Warhammer stuff, it's very like it has all these like sculptural things, so it kind of doesn't matter like that much what kind of quality the brushes are, but like I can just tell that like the like acrylic paint will like leave streaks and stuff, like you sand it down, or like you use an airbrush, so
maybe like also thin your paint down a little bit too. Maybe
Yeah,
not too thin though. Obviously, I've made that
you have to do
mistake.
like a bunch of layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of layers. So what's really interesting, and I'm pretty sure I can say something about this because it's not like NDA stuff, but a long time ago when I was still living in Boston, I applied to work for Hasbro. And actually, incidentally enough, I don't know if they still do it this way, but whenever they're doing their trade shows and they're displaying their toys for the first time, they have painters like working on the toys themselves, and like they're using, more often than not, they're using hand brushing to do them because
Wow.
that kind of gives them the most control over how it comes out. And so they have to do like a ton of just layers on top of it to make it look that way. So don't sleep on hand brushing, y'all. I mean, airbrushing obviously has its benefits, as Zach can tell us.
Yeah. It's also probably like easier to like switch between colors, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a little annoying with airbrushing.
Yeah.
I know some people run like multiple airbrush setups so they can have maybe like 2 going at a time.
Mm-hmm.
In this economy.
Dana, did you have any ideas of what you wanted to do with the kit?
I think more than anything, I would use it in photos, and that's where like I would just fudge things. Like if something looks like I didn't sand it good, I'll just heel spot that.
Just Photoshop that.
And
Yeah.
it's like
Nah.
for me, it's like that's more like a finished photo would mean more to me than like the kit itself in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that's sort of my medium.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know. Would I like to paint it? Yeah. Do I think I'd ever paint it? Probably not.
I will teach you how to line it though, which will make it look nicer.
This is true.
Yes.
I've done some lining on my BB-8 and R2-D2.
Oh, nice.
I line those.
What do you mean by lighting?
So the pens that you got. So panel lining. Let's see if I can find a piece with a panel line on it.
Yeah, this is great because I've been looking for an excuse to do some more Gundam stuff. I miss this.
Yeah. So like any kind of piece where there's like detail lines in it, you would, like in this backpack or like on the chest piece here where there's like lines, you will take like the pen and draw in there, so that, like it will make the kind of details
like an
pop
outline.
Yeah, kind of. I'll when we get to that, I'll do some demonstrations about that.
Is that like final step kind of thing? Like
yeah, that'd be like
post production.
If you're not top coating, that'd pretty much be your final step.
Gotcha.
Like the steps for me would be like, I snap out every piece, and I have like those big like plastic containers, like you with all the dividers in it, like you put like jewelry making things or whatever you get at Michael's. So I have all the sections separated. Then I clean up the pieces and assemble them. Make sure all the joints and stuff are good, nothing's rubbing. Take it all apart, wash it, prime the pieces, paint the pieces, then line the piece. No, if they're putting on water slide decals, line the pieces, top coat.
Are we doing decals on this one?
If you want to, you can.
But those are separate.
Yeah. And then there's other times where you put top coat on, but I will get to that when we get to that.
So I'm finding say on this blue piece, you can really see the sanding.
Yeah, blue
some of them
is
are
definitely a stubborn one. So definitely try to polish that one up as much as you can with a really high number sandpapers.
Call those grits.
Grit. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Grit.
Yeah.
Or teeth.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I should just do like a regular. What I should theme it based off of. I mean, maybe I should do like something Elden Ring inspired, since I've been playing that a lot. I don't even know what that would look like or what that would be like.
I mean, you could do
That's a goal.
also just like a really simple weathering, it could look really cool. Like taking a silver like marker or something and just doing it very kind of sparingly around some edges. So like you don't want to go too much on that, just so it looks like it's a little bit worn. Like that could look really cool.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the head, guys.
And this piece, the
waist, I think, yeah.
Oh, well, is this going to show? Because I
It's
kind
gonna
of
look a
messed
little bit
it up.
like this.
Yeah, that's not going to show.
Okay, good.
So parts of it will show a little bit, like right here, right?
Well, yeah, but like I think the ball part, the joint, the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
like that thing.
Yeah, that's not going to show.
Okay, good.
Yeah, red is very stubborn though.
Well, it's like the round part. I couldn't cut it in a way that didn't take a chunk of the bottom of it.
Which part?
Yeah.
Like this part here.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's not going to show, so that's okay though.
Yeah.
Yeah, round when like the nub, like the little nubs are on like round pieces, it's very annoying because you really got to be careful.
Yeah.
And what I usually do, I'll kind of sand it kind of like all around, like in a circle. So I'm trying to get like an even sand around the whole kind of part. So I'm not just sanding directly just that one spot.
It's like you have to think 3 steps ahead.
Yeah.
All the time.
And then I just thought of like a tip for like if you're like waist joints sometimes on kits, like the little ball going into like the torso into the waist. A lot of times something that's loose. What you can do to kind of tighten loose joints, you just take a little like super glue and like a toothpick and like put it in and let it dry. Because then that's going to, give the ball, more stuff to grab onto and make the space a little smaller. So that's an easy way to fix a loose joint. Just make sure the glue is dry before you put it in.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, just be safe in general when you're using glue, because it can go everywhere.
It can stick to your hand, then your fingers are stuck together, and you're like, "What? How did this happen?"
Yeah.
Or like the glue I use. The glue I use is a very thin liquid glue, so sometimes you might not realize it's on your finger, and then if you put your finger on the kit, that glue's gonna melt the plastic. Yeah, it's pretty much like that. Yeah. So then you have to fix your fingerprint that's on the kit now, melted in.
Oh no.
Yeah, it reminded me of a time I refinished the top of a new cabinet because you could put like a wood piece on a metal cabinet that I used to keep my cameras in, and my cat jumped on it. Like it was like perfectly smooth, and then my cat jumped on it. So then I had to like shave where she got polyurethane on her. Just like me holding my cat in the bathtub, trying to shave
So I'm sure
polyurethane.
Scoop did not like that.
Yeah, it was not good. It was maybe the worst experience with my cat. But I was also like it was like my 3rd coat. I'm like, this is beautiful. It's like glass. Yeah, like it was like a mirror finish on the polyurethane. And she's like, meow meow. What you doing up here?
And this is when I decided to just totally stop recording any audio. No clue why, just decided to do it. I guess the silver lining is that it only affected maybe the last 20 minutes or so of the recording, which is a lot better than it happening in the beginning or the middle of this, because then it just would have made editing this a total nightmare. But if you're still watching at like an hour and 13 into this video, thank you so much for sticking with us. Also, if you just have this open in a tab somewhere playing, you can close the tab now. Also, maybe close a few more of the tabs that you have open. You have a bit too many. Also, especially close that one, because if you're going to share your screen with someone and they see that one, it's not going to be a great look for you. So thank you for watching again. Let me know in the comments below what kits you're currently working on, or if you're going to very slowly build along with us in this series. There'll be some new episodes of Gunpla With Friends coming soon, along with some other fun videos that I'm working on. So please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the fun YouTube things that appease those algorithm gods. And please follow all these beautiful people. I'll put all of their links down below for you to check out. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go to bed now, so good night. Chopper, if you think I'm gonna be successful on YouTube, then sit. Yes, good girl.